Welcome to CarpFishing.Tips. We weren't able to get to the dam this weekend, so we decided to do a tutorial on how to make your own hair rigs. So this is what you'll need. You'll need a bait drill, a baiting needle, scissors, size 10 hooks, 30 centimeters of braid or mono or fluoro, bait to attach to the hair, and a boilie stop. So first we're going to take the braid and make an overhand knot. Before you make the actual knot, take the boilie and make sure that the knot goes around the boilie, and it should be about the same size as the diameter of the boilie. The reason for this is to make sure that the knot hides inside the boilie and doesn't sit outside exposed of the boilie. It just makes presentation a bit better, and also you know that your boilie won't disappear. When you're tying your overhand knot, you might want to use your baiting needle in order to pull the loop back through. It just makes it a lot easier than trying to push it through with your fingers, especially if you have fat fingers like mine. So just grab the loop on the other side with the baiting needle and pull it through the hole on the other side. If you could actually get it, it would be a good thing. The problem with braid is that it's so supple that it doesn't have any kind of rigidity to allow you to maneuver it. It kind of just lies all over the place. Then just make sure you move your knot a little bit further down to where you originally had it. And there you go. You now have your loop that you can now put your bait onto. So you put your boilie onto your baiting needle, use the baiting needle's hook to grab the loop on the braid that you just made, push the bait over the braid, and then just open up the hole on the back of it, on the back of the boilie. Well, the hole of the line, the loop of the line, so that you have a big enough gap to try and put the boilie stop in. Now you'll take the boilie stop. We have a Lumo green one, and then you just thread it through the little loop. There we go. Make sure the braid's gone over the boilie stop. You can also make your life easier by not cutting the boilie stop until it's actually on the line. Okay. There, pull it as tight as you can. And there you go. That's it. Now you have your boilie with your boilie stop on your half of a hair rig. Just cut off the tag end so that you make it look a bit pretty. Well, it's not really about aesthetics, but nonetheless, you can just take off that tag end. My little tailor's scissors are not very good. And now it's time to attach the hook. So we've got size 10 hooks here, and what you'll do is you'll pass the braid along the back of the hook, so the side opposite the needle. So you'll pass it through the back of the eye of the hook. That's the side opposite to where the hook is. I'm just putting the hook onto forceps so that you can see what I'm doing a bit better. If your braid doesn't want to go through, that normally just means it's frayed because your scissors isn't sharp enough. As you can see, it's now a little bit better. And there we go. So now once you've threaded through the hook, you pull the line all the way through till you get close to the boilie. And what you'll do is you can adjust the hair to whatever length you want. About a centimeter, half a centimeter is probably about the right length in terms of the edge of the boilie to the edge of the hook. And then just make sure that the line is on the back of the hook. And what you're going to do now is you're going to tie a snell knotless knot. Okay, so now as you've got the hook and the line, you then start to wrap the line around the shank of the hook. Okay, you can do as many wraps as you like. You should do at least 5 to 6. I think we did about 10 to 15 here to get it down to where the line is in line with the tip of the hook. We've seen a lot of videos where that seems to be the consensus among carp fishermen, that that's about the right place for the snell knot to stop. And then you need to wrap it around and then you just do 1 or 2 turns, going back up the shank of the hook, and then you can go through the front of the hook if you like, or through the back. It doesn't really change much about the way the hook operates because of the fact that the braid is so supple. And there you go. Now your hook and your hair rig are complete. The last part to do is to put an overhand knot in the top, or you can use the swivel. We've decided to just do an overhand knot for efficiency's sake. So just take the 2 ends, make a loop, fold it over itself, and then use the baiting needle again to just grab that end and pull it back through the loop. See, almost, and there we go. As you can see, the second time is the charm. Fingers kind of get used to the motion. Remember to pull down the little knot so that you don't have a little loop the size of the pinhead to try and attach to your line or to the rest of your gear. Now you can attach that to a swivel snap, or you could just tie it straight onto your line and you're ready to go. You might put this on something like an inline lead, or maybe you'll attach it to the bottom of a red flake trace. What else could you do with it? You could probably even attempt to fish this just on the surface if the weather allowed for it, and if the carp were up to feeding on the surface. You might actually be able to just put a piece of braid in at the boilie end, throw it out, and float a fish. So that's the braid hair rig done. We'll also show you what the fluorocarbon hair rig looks like and how that differs in terms of how you create it. Okay, so in order to do the fluorocarbon hair rig or the monoline hair rig, it's exactly the same process. We start with an overhand knot. This is a bit stiffer, so it presents a different set of challenges, as you can see. To try and get it to fold in on itself is actually quite difficult. There we go. Almost had it. So yeah, fluoro is a little bit stiffer, so it makes it a little bit easier in some places but a little bit harder in others. So as you can see, I've tied the overhand knot, looped it back on itself, and then I'm just using the baiting needle to get the other loop so I can pull it back in on itself. And remember to pull down the knot, and then you should wet this before you tighten it, because it can cause the weakening of the line, although this part of the line won't really have much tension on it, and more than likely if there is tension on it, the bait's going to get ripped off of the rig faster than what the line is, and then faster and more probable than the line actually breaking. Okay, so then you'll put the baiting needle, the bait from the baiting needle onto the hair rig, just as before with the braid. As you can see, there's a nice little loop at the top there. Just need to get a boilie stop, and there you go, got a boilie stop. Pull down on it a little bit, try and get it as snug as possible. These boilies are a bit hard. As you can see, the knot is comfortably inside the boilie, so nothing's sticking out. The fish won't feel the tag end in its mouth before it's too late. Okay, here we've got another number 10 hook. Again, putting it into the forceps, just like that. We'll put the line through the back of the hook. Can get rid of the forceps. There you go. So again, the mono is going to go along the back of the shank of the hook. We're going to give it about half a centimeter space between the hook and the boilie, and then we're going to give it about 15 wraps. Again, we're going to tie a snell knotless knot. Okay, so again, just hold it as tight as you can. Try and make sure that the line stays in line with the back of the hook, and just start wrapping with and just as tight as you can, just making sure that the mono line is stacked nicely on the hook. Okay, so there's about 15. It is in line with the hook, and then you see, just make sure that the line's all compacted on itself. Okay, there you are. We're pretty much at the hook. Do one more wrap. Yeah, and then it's touching the hook, and then we go one. Yeah, there you go one, and then we'll go through the back of the hook again. Yeah, never mind. I think I know what the problem is, and I'm probably going to realize that I messed it up just about now. Yeah. So this is why you need to make sure that the line is stopping in the same direction you want to go. So I just took it across the top again, gripped it with my two fingers on the other side. Now I can pass the line through the back of the hook again, and then that will just wrap up against the rest of the line. Pull it tight, and there you go. Perfect. Well, perfect. Now what we'll do is we'll again just do an overhand knot at the top as our way to attach it to the main line, attach it to inline lead, attach it to a lead, just a little weight before we hook it onto our main line. Again, snap swivel or something like that will also be great for this kind of thing. I really like snap swivels. Make life very easy. You can just take off the rig, put the next rig on. The rig's broken or there's something wrong, hook's been pulled or something. It's very easy to swap out and do what you need to do. Yeah. Again, you should be wetting mono and fluorocarbon and all of that kind of stuff. Braid, not so much. I don't think you need to wet braid. Forceps, make sure that you don't catch your main line in the forceps, like I have, I think. No, I haven't. Make sure it's only the tag end. Any kind of pressure or kink in the line or weaken the line. So make sure you don't grab the main line with your forceps, and if you do, just cut it and retie the overhand knot or the connection. As you can see, I had a swivel there, but I decided not to put it on. It was just simpler to do a overhand knot and show you guys how I've put together my hair rigs. I haven't fished a lot with hair rigs. I usually just put a hair rig on a red fillet trace, which I'll create a video about another time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had fun. I hope you managed to cure your boredom for the day. Let us know if you've used a hair rig, what boilies you've used on a hair rig, what bait you've used fishing boilies and hair rigs, and what hooks do you think are the best. I picked these up at the local dam. They have a little bit of tackle there. The hooks seem to be fine. We haven't had a great time of testing out tackle and tactics, purely because the weather's just been a bit bad. But anyway, guys, have a great day. We hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, share with some of your carpy friends.